Okay, 1 second, guys. I think we're getting it. Here we go. Hello. Is that button? Ooh, where'd I go? Where'd I go? See something. I'm poking with things. Oh man, what did I do? Do this? I want to be able to see some things. Oh, maybe I can do that. That didn't work. Well, that's a bummer. I'm messing with things. I want to see this. That button. Oh, that's my volume. Okay, hopefully you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. What's that button do? Yep, want that. There we go. Okay, kinda. Okay, very good. Hello. Hi, everyone. Good. Hey, y'all. How's everyone doing? I feel like I want some intro music. It always, it's a little muffled. Maybe that'll help. I wear my microphone underneath my clothes because I don't like the way it looks. So maybe that'll help. Um, okay, hey everyone. Yeah. So yeah, I was just saying, I feel like I need intro music or something because I feel so alone in the very beginning. I feel so quiet, and then I get talking, and then, everything starts going. Yeah, that's better. Okay, good. Hopefully it'll stay up there. All right. Get some water. Mm. Well, if that's better, then let's do this. We'll just pin it up here. I just don't like them showing, but whatever. But for you guys, I'll do anything. All right. Yay. Hi. All right. So welcome to Facebook Live on Sunday. Hope everyone's doing good. Yeah, so how's everybody's week been? Mine's been good. I mean, it's another week, you know, another week down in the books. We're officially halfway through the year, and Christmas is going to be like next week. So no, it's July's coming up, so that yeah, no, you can't see it. So that means Christmas in July is coming up. So that is oh yeah, Pat, I'll tell you about that here in a second. Um so that means all your local quilt shops will be having some cool sales or something going on uh at your local quilt shops because Christmas in July is a real deal thing, right? Fun classes and all that. And usually they have good fabric sales at that time, for Christmas fabric. And you get to see all the cool Christmas fabric coming out. And Pat, since you mentioned that, I have been actually in a rearrange or like working on my rearranging my room. I was going to move my room to a different room, but I just decided to stay in here and I've been organizing. So I don't know where anything is. But yeah, I taught my hummingbird class. It's not my pattern, but the hummingbird class at my local quilt shop. And so it's down now. But I'll type in what it's called here. It's called Tiny Jewel. Oops, that's not how you spell tiny. By something parrot quilts. Let me look it up real quick and I'll get you the exact name for you. And it's an all paper piece. I've taught the class a couple times. I love teaching this class. Um, it's so fun. Let me get the exact name. Maybe I'll just put the link in there. Flying parrot quilts. I'll just put the link in there for y'all. Um, I love this pattern. And it comes in three different sizes. So like teeny, teeny, weeny, tiny. And here's the link for it, Pat. So um you can just why does that no that's not right. It is not a free quilt pattern. You have to purchase it. And I don't think, let me double check something. Yeah. Okay. I think she has some free quilt patterns. Why does it keep saying, why does it keep doing that? Sorry, one second. It keeps doing these weird things. Okay, I just had to hit send. There you go. So hopefully it popped up. Yeah, there it is. There it is. It popped up. But it's called Tiny Jewel. And it's really sweet. Now that one that was there, that's the 18-inch. There's a 12-inch and there's an even smaller, maybe an 8-inch, which is really, really a challenge. So yeah, I've made it a couple times. And this one I'm working, the one I did in class, it's not finished, but I use like 30s fabrics. The one that usually hangs on the wall is made by all grunge fabrics. I've done a Tula one, it's here somewhere. So you can make it with anything. And all the girls that take the classes with me, theirs all come out so fun because they're all different. Everybody has their own choices. Says not found. Let me try that again then. Let's try it again. Says not found. I'm going to highlight it again, copy, and then let me come back to you guys. Let's try it again. Paste. Let me click off somewhere here. Let's try that again. Try that one now. Now should be able to see the little bird there. Maybe I messed up something. So try that again. Try clicking on it and let me know. But it's so cute. And she has a lot of great patterns. I like her patterns. They really cute patterns. So take a look at it. If you like paper piecing like me, like I love paper piecing. That's like one of my favorite things to do when it comes to quilting. So yeah, anyways, hey guys. So what are we doing today? Well, we're still jumping in our edge to edge quilting series. I still need to talk to Miss Carly Porter about her edge to edge designs. I was going to do it the other night and I was about to reach out to her and something happened. Because I was looking at her beautiful edge to edge designs and maybe I'll have her back on to talk to y'all about some cool tips and tricks about that. Maybe I can get her on. Let's see if I can get her back on for that because she's a lot of fun. She's a super, super duper, like a big brain with them. I mean, she's super knowledgeable. But this is the one I did in front of y'all last week. Remember, this one was on the Solaris. So this was a built-in one on the Solaris. And we used the special feature on the Solaris to do it. And it's only in the Solaris. But this week, we're going to be working in the Merdian. That's because I have the Merdian. But remember, if you have the Altair, exactly the same. So the Altair is the big sister of the Merdian. The Altair, the only difference is the Altair has sewing on it. But they're the exact same machine. So the Merdian is embroidery only. Now, if you have the brother-like machines, again, I don't know the names of them. I really cannot remember. I know I've heard them. I just don't remember. This is going to work for you. Then next week, what we're going to do is I am going to show you, I'm going to act like I don't have, a baby lock. I'm just going to show you how you can take a purchase design. And this is for anybody that has just a regular embroidery machine. It could be, you don't have to have a branded, baby lock or anything like that. You just have to have an embroidery machine. I'm going to show you how to take a purchase design and you don't have any special features or anything, or maybe you have a Pathfinder or a Verve or whatever brand you have, and how do you do edge to edge without all the special features like the laser or the camera built in or whatever. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Because a lot of people want to know how to do that. And there are some cool tips and tricks to do that. and the way I used to do it. So, but now I have all the help in the world, right? Um, but with the Meridian, what we are, excuse me, Altair Meridian, what we have is we have our IQ positioning app. And again, if you are on the Brother Like machine, you have I cannot remember what it's called, but you have the app, the positioning app there that you're going to be using. Because they don't have the built-in cameras. Now, I did go question today about, what about the Destiny? The Destiny works almost exactly like the Solaris because it does have that built-in camera. So if you have one, you can go back and look. Now, the feature is that what I used last week is not the same, but if you watch what I'm going to do here today, minus the app, but you're going to scan it in, this is how you can do it if you'd like. So it's kind of taking one aspect from the Solaris and one aspect from the Altair Meridian. So, hey Melanie. So yeah, so just follow along, see what you like. And again, next week we'll do it as if we don't have any of these features on our machine. I'm a little parched here. I've been working hard in this room. I am so sore because I've been getting up and down, moving stuff and all that fun stuff. And what's really crazy is I'm doing all this before painting. Yeah. Okay. It's just because I can't wait. Can't wait. It's driving me crazy. All right. So what we need to do is already have our quilt fabric, whatever you're going to quilt. Absolutely, Sheila. Whatever we're going to have done, quilted, ready to hoop. And so I have done that. I'm only doing just like, a big hunk of fabric. But what you want to do, let's pretend like it's a quilt. Whatever size quilt you have, it doesn't matter. You could be doing just like a one big huge block like that. You could be doing 108 by 108 king size quilt. Remember, you want to make sure, just like if you were taking this to a long arm quilter, that your backing and your batting is at least 3 to 4 inches wider on each side. You want extra hanging out of the side of your quilt size. So your backing and your batting needs to be bigger than your quilt top. Okay. Now, I didn't do that on this one. Just the whole big, I know what size is, my size is of what I'm going to stitch out is going to be a lot smaller. So I just cut a big hunk of fabric. And I drew myself a big old crosshair just because I think it'll be visually better for you to watch. So I've just got me some white fabric hooped and I just drew a crosshair. And so we can watch it go into quadrants. And I just want you to just kind of notice what I'm doing. And that's why I drew that. You do not have to do that. That is not what you're going to be doing. But I've got that. And the design I'm stitching out is a little over 5 inches. This is an 18-inch square. So it's like 5.5 by 5.5. It's built into the Meridian. So remember, I'm just faking it here. So you would hoop it first, like we did last week. If you want to go back and watch the beginning of last week, what you would do is hoop it in the top left-hand corner. And you would start working that way. You would start working across. So like we're reading from left to right, that's how you're going to start stitching. Now, mine's going to look a little different because I'm actually going to start stitching a little bit further over. But really what I want you to do is get the technique of connecting. So this is how we're going to do it on the Altair Meridian. So anything else? No. Okay. So I'm going to, well, we're first going to jump over to my little station and then we'll jump over to the machine. So give me just a second. Hopefully that's still up. Oh, well, come on, princess. Okay, I don't know what's happening there, but let me see. Let me make sure this is still on. Oh, it looks like it. Let me see what's happening here. Oh, I just saw, let me see what that says. Cannot start to fail to start video camera. Please select another video camera. Okay. Oh, Iron. Well, give me just a second. Let me turn it on and then turn it off or back on and off again. Maybe that would help. There we go. Just needed to refresh it there. Okay. Let me head on over that way. And so what I'm going to need, there's my little guy in the center there. Now, again, for your Altair Meridian, you need to have your hoops that you're using that have your little sensors on there. You can't use any of the hoops that have no sensors. Otherwise, it's not going to work with the app. So should have popped I'm not going to be using my phone because my phone is recording this right now, but I'm going to use my iPad here. Okay. So my app is downloaded to my iPad here. Well, let me get it turned on. I guess I can't see my face. Sorry, guys. Okay. And if you don't know how to find that, depending on what device you have, you're going to go to your app store, whatever app store you have, Apple or whoever, and you're just going to go to search and type in IQ space designer. And I'm holding it at an angle because of glare. And you're going to get the one that says IQ positioning app. Oops, and just download it. Okay. And then mine is already downloaded. And on Baby Lock's website is some great tips and tricks on how to make sure it works perfectly. I'm not going to go through all that. You can definitely take the time to take a look at that. I'm going to click on it, okay? And that's why I'm trying to keep it out of that big light there. All right, so you're going to see 3 options pop up. And what we want to do is select that top option. And then it's, I wouldn't turn this off. I leave this on even for myself. And it's going to tell me, hold your smart device parallel to the embroidery frame. So that means like this. And I'm going to say, okay, but what you're going to want to do is not hold it that close. You're going to hold it really high and you're going to see me get out of frame here. I'm going to have to come above the camera, most likely. Oh, okay. I should have brought my stool in here. Because what's going to happen right there, you can't see what's happening, is it's going to count. It's going to say 3, 2, 1. It's saying hold still, Anna, hold still, 3, 2, 1. And it takes a picture. And it's taking a picture of this area right here. So you won't see these in the frame. I can get a good non-glare on it. There you go. You can see right here, that's exactly what I want to see. And this whole thing right here is my embroiderable area. So I'm going to go ahead and send that to the machine. And it's going to tell me it's sent. And I'm going to say, okay. Now let's switch over to my other camera. I might have to do the same thing I did just a moment ago. Yeah, it looks like, let's do this. Let me see, maybe, is it still acting up? Yeah. So let me plug and unplug because it's being a princess. Probably because I had them plugged in for so long tonight. Let's see if we can try that again. Here she is. All right. But I didn't get a good position in there, so where is that light come? Oh, I know it now. So let me turn this off. There we go. No glare. All right. So I'm going to bring my hoop over. Now I cannot see your questions yet, okay? So give me just a moment for questions. I'm going to bring my hoop over. I'm going to go ahead and slide my hoop on because it's going to want me to do that. So I'm going to go to embroidery and I am now going to pick my design. I'm just doing one that's built in right now. Okay. So let's see. Now this machine is in a different area of my room, so the lighting isn't as great. Well, the lighting's not as great on my other one. I'm going to try to fix it to make it look a little bit better. There we go. And I always got to toggle her a little bit. All right, and you might see some mess back there. That's because I am still working on some messes. Okay, so in the Merdian, there are a few quilting designs. So I'm going to go to this number 2 tab and then number 7. And I'm going to pick this number 4 one. Now, here's the thing with embroidery designs, or I'm sorry, excuse me, with embroidered quilt designs, is you'll notice they always have an entry and an exit point. This one has such tiny entry and exit points, so they are there, but they're hard to see. So they're right here and right here on this one. Oops, I went ahead and told it to go ahead and I guess I pushed OK. But do you notice what just popped up right here? So let's read it. It says the image was sent from the mobile app. Do you want to update? Heck yeah, I do. So basically that's telling me it's coming from my iPad over here. And you were probably wondering what happened to it. Well, once you pick a design, it's going to show up. So I'm going to say OK, and then OK again, because my carriage is going to move. They didn't have to move too much. Now, here's the thing. I don't want it to be that big. And lighten that up a little bit. I'm at a weird angle here. I'm trying to get the light good. I might change the color here. Let me go change to something dark. Let's see if we can see that better. That's somewhat better. Okay. All right. So I really don't want it this big. I actually want it to kind of fit into this quadrant right here. I was playing with it earlier. It's a little bit bigger than that quadrant. No biggie. Okay. So what I'm going to do is actually change the size, but I can see my background. We can see the blue line, and I'm going to come look on the computer because, ooh, that's a big old glare, isn't it? I have a fuzzy screen also. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my world of not being a professional camera person. Okay, let's see if I can get it a little bit clearer. It's a little bit better, not too bad, right? Okay. All right. So we can see the blue line in the back. That is just me marking. That's my marking. I wanted to make sure you could see my actual fabric because it's white. Okay, so we're going to go to edit, size, and now I want to get it as small as possible. And remember, because we have the Altair Merdian and the Solaris and the Destiny do this also, we can go beyond the 20% smaller, correct? Because in traditional embroidery on embroidery machines, we can only go, 10% smaller. We can only go 10% smaller. But since we have these awesome machines, we can go even smaller, right? Because we have a special button right here. And you can do this to every embroidery design in, even if you bring it in from the outside. So we're going to push this little button right here. And it's going to say, is this okay? I'm going to say, yep. And now I can bring it, I think, is it 80 or 60% smaller? I can't remember off the top of my head, but we're going to bring it down as small as we want to. So we're going to select this and hold. And it took it down to 5.5 inches. Perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this little girl all the way up to the corner. Just by using my little corner key and then over. And I'm going to get it just along that line right. Now, again, do I have to on, you remember, we're doing something a little different on mine, but what you would want to do on your quilt, you would see the edge, the top edge of your quilt, the corner edge, and you would align it right in there. So, okay. So there we are. That's exactly where I personally want to be. I'm going to move it there, say okay, and now I'm just going to go stitch this out. I'm going to push embroidery. It's going to tell me that, Anna, it's only going to take 3 minutes. I'm going to say, okay. And I know that's my beginning, or that's where my entry point is, and this is my exit point. The only thing I need to worry about when it's done is my exit point, and we'll talk about that here in a moment. So I'm going to stitch this out. The other thing is I want to go ahead and turn on my laser point here. So I'm going to tap my W, and we'll talk about that here in a moment. So I'm going to stitch this out. Here we go. I'm going to come over here just so you guys can see her stitch out. And it's going to be a little bright, so I'm going to darken it up a little bit. There we go. All right, let's watch. And I am using, it's a Floriani kind of variegated thread. I forgot what they call these, but it's a 2-color variegated. It's pretty cool. So it's like a pink and a purple. It's very, very, very subtle, but it's pretty when you see it up close. There we go. Yeah, she's stitching out pretty. Now, if we look over here, see my entry point, it's almost a dot. Usually you have a little bit bigger of an entry point and an exit point, but no worries. That's a really pretty shape. I was going to use something different, and then I looked at this. I was like, oh, that's kind of pretty. Now, the only thing you'll notice about designs like these is they don't have a entry point and exit point for the bottom and top, or for the top and bottom. So we kind of have to align them when we come to the second row. Like with the Solaris, we had help with that because we had that little special program built in with the built-in designs. But we don't have that when we have, or we don't have that on the Altair Meridian, which is fine because we have our app. But we also don't have it when we don't have any help, like a camera or anything like that. Okay, so now we're done. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, and that's really pretty. We're going to take this back over to our, ooh, we just got a big thunder. We're going to take this back over to our little table, and we're going to rehoop and I don't know what. We're going to use our app again, reuse our app. So quite pretty. I like it. So let's see what we do next, okay? So I'm going to switch over here again. Yeah. All right. There she is. I'm going to turn the little light on again. There we go. So we see a little bit better. Okay. All right. There we go. Making sure we can see good. All right. So I'm just going to rehoop. And all I'm going to do is, now this is when the magnetic hoops are fabulous. I just have not gotten it. Now, if you wanted to, some people like to go and maybe press these little guys out, right here, and that's fine. If you want to do that, totally do that. But I'm going to take this. I still want to see this point right here. So there is a little exit area. And I'm just going to move it over. And I'm trying to keep as much fabric in the hoop as I can, even if it's just like a little smidgen. Hopefully it'll work. Ooh, can y'all hear that? Try to keep this down a little bit. And sometimes you might have that problem. The other thing you can do is if that happens, what you're going to do is you can take a little piece of stabilizer. If you feel like you don't have any, let's say you come and you have your fabric and it's like, I'm short here. What am I going to do? You can take a piece of tearaway. You can take a piece. I would use a mesh, a really lightweight mesh, and just lightly slip it underneath there, just like a little bit, just, cut you a hunk, slip it underneath there, and then just press it down, and then you can hoop with that. So that way you have something to hang on to and it's not flopping in the hoop. But I'm going to try this first. If not, I might have to do that. Okay, so I've got a little bit there. Hopefully y'all can see what I'm doing. Yeah, okay, good. And then we're going to try it first. And if I need more room, I may need more room. I might have to do that. But that's a good little tip for you there. Let me tighten my hoop a little bit. And these are invaluable. So I can't remember. I don't know if these come with the Merdian. I don't think they, or the Altair Merdian. I don't think they do. They do come with the Solars, but you can buy these separately. So I've bought a few of them just to have around the sewing room. So this is just a really cool little tool that you can use. Now, number one, you can use it for changing your foot, changing your needle, all that. This, when it goes this way, it's great to take your stitch plate off. But if you put it in this way, you have a hole here and you can take and put this here to turn your hoop or your whatever thingy here. I don't know. I'm not good with names, but it saves your fingers. So get y'all one of those. Those are really neat. Okay, so now what we're going to do. So we've got this little point right here. We're going to first use our app again. I'm going to be rude again and come up really close and get a picture here. So I'm going to come up, and you'll start. So what you'll see is like the picture of the hoop, and it'll say hold 3, 2, 1, take a picture, and that's what it's going to look like right there. So hopefully that's not too bright, and if it is, I apologize. So basically, I'm trying to get a good view of it. You can see my blue line right there, and I should be able to fit that in there. I'm going to send to the machine. It'll tell me, okay. Machine cannot accept additional image. Please proceed. Oh, that's my fault. Let me push finished embroidery. And then I'm going to hit return. Let me see if that's the reason why. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, so when you're done, make sure to hit finish embroidery and then return to get back to the edit embroidery screen. That's why. Okay, so I sent it over. I'm going to put this little guy back on the embroidery here, or thingy. Well, you know what? I think I can turn, yeah, we'll try it without the light next time, so that way it won't be so bright. Melody, I'll try it without the hoop. I mean, you know what I mean. All right, so here we go. Okay, so let me jump back over here. So the first thing I'm going to do, since we can, whoa, let me not knock myself out here. We're going to slide this on. Here we go. It's gonna go ahead and ask me that. And then let's come back here. Let's make sure it's not blurry again. I will try to fix it. Okay, so it says this image was sent from the mobile app update. Let's do it. Okay. Right. And there is our image. And let me take a look at the computer screen so make sure it's not blurry for you guys. Yeah, I mean, it is a little. So let me adjust it. We're always going to have those little lines across it, which are annoying to me. I've really got to invest in some. Okay, so what I want you to notice when you're looking at the screen, because it looks exactly like mine, is do you see how the line is slightly going up at an angle going, I guess that would be considered to the right? We may have to work with that a little bit. So that's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to be using my mouse or anything. I'm just going to use the fingers. All right, so let me pick this guy up and just move it out of the way. So zoom in. There we go. Let's zoom in. All right, so enter or exit point right here. Can we see that? Let's zoom in a little bit more. So there's my exit point, that little bitty teeny weeny little hangy yawny guy right there, right? So we have to get the entry point to match up with that exit point next. So how do we do that? Well, we're just going to work with it. So you can use your zoom in and your zoom in and out right up here. I mean, I highly suggest that. It's going to be easier on you. How far do we go up? 200. Okay. It's not like on our IQ designer, which is fine. So first I'm going to start out by moving this down a little. And now I'm going to start moving it over until we get close. And maybe down a little too, again. And now I'm going to keep moving it over until I get it. Whoa, that was a little low. Whoa. Very, 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 very touchy. So don't hold it down too much. 0.6. And I'm watching this up here. Just make sure it's actually, oh, did it again, didn't I? Maybe I should be using. I almost feel like I need to go down one hair. Now, I really don't want them sitting on top of each other like that, to be quite honest with you. The other thing I can do is see that blue line, I feel like it's in my way right now. So I'm going to do this. Okay. Okay. I'm just taking a look at it real quick. Okay. All right. So, all right. Now, what I can see from the other one, which may be kind of hard to see, is there is some distance in between the two lines here, but then they kind of meet up here. So what I might have to do is take my rotate key and nudge it a little bit to kind of be a little bit more white. And that is a term, white. And so I'm going to start with my 1 degree and just kind of straighten it up a little bit. And now if I'm looking really close in here, they're not meeting up. So I'm going to move it up 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, maybe 5. And I mean, like my face is almost in here. You could, if I was much closer, you would see it on the camera. All right. So I think I'm okay. I'm going to zoom out and oh, 100. And let's take a look. So I think I'm in the about right space. I mean, everything does look nice and flush this way. They look evenly spaced. I know you would have to really, really, really be up on it too, right? So to really see what's going on. Now, and if you were following along with me right now, that would be really awesome because you would really be able to see how close we are right now. Now, do you see these little nodules? So if you had a stylus or you were using a mouse, you can take those and kind of drag them around a little bit. So kind of like, I forgot what they call it, but you can pick it up and move this guy back and forth if you work better that way. I have to use buttons. I do work better with buttons, but I think I'm pretty much right on course, okay? But I can check that. So we're going to go to the embroidery screen next, okay? And now we can see I'm going to turn on my W here. And here's my thing. I cannot remember because I got my Merdian when it first came out. I mean, like I had to have one of the first ones. I was like, give me that thing. And I cannot remember if I bought my W foot or with a laser separately or if it came with it. Y'all remind me. So if you don't have one, you may have to purchase it. And what that is it actually attaches to the back of the machine and it has a little laser light. So those of you who bought your Merdian and Altair in the beginning, did it come with the laser foot or not? I just cannot remember to save my life. Y'all remind me because I cannot remember. But I'm sure if it didn't, I was just like, add it on because I need it. But this is going to be a great addition if it didn't. And I can't remember if it automatically came with the Merdian 2 and Altair 2s. Okay, so you want to turn that on. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come to this little guy right here, okay? Because our center, if you look really closely, we have a little green crosshair, and it's going to point directly in the center. But what's really cool about this specific design is we have a linear motion, right? So we can actually use this button to our advantage. So what we're going to do is, once we push this, is we can put this little guy right over here on our we want to put it over here on our exit/entry area. So I'm going to tap on that, okay? And then what I want you to see is right here, let's make that a little clearer, that when I drop that needs to even be clearer. Your Altair came with it? Okay, then I was wrong. I was totally wrong. You bought yours in 2021 and it came with it? Okay. For some reason, I could not remember if it came with it or maybe it was a different machine because I used to sell machines and I just couldn't remember. Okay. So if you're looking at the screen right now, you can see my little red dot. I'm going to drop my needle by just pushing the needle drop. And I'm going to look and see where it's going to stop. And I mean, that's pretty good right there. Because when my little line starts, it's going to go back a little, it's going to start here and go out, and there's going to be a little bit of room. So I think I hit it pretty dead on by just moving it. And, so I'm actually kind of happy with it. I think I did pretty good on that. So there's that. So that's a good way to check it, right? So, all right, let's see how good I really did. All right. So I don't have to move it or anything. So, all right, guys, let's see how good we did. And I'm just going to hit start. I'm gonna be so proud of myself if this will not good. Ooh, hallelujah. I don't know. I think I may have gotten a little off, but I don't think you would notice it. Because it looks like I got a little close here. I probably could have rotated it at like maybe 1 degree a little bit over. But honestly, in the end, guys, especially when you have a quilt and there's so much going on in the quilt, are you going to notice? Nope. But remember, who's the hardest critic? We're the hardest critic on ourselves, right? So, but oh, I'm so happy. That looks so good. Pretty close. I probably could have went up the hair a little, but again, I'm not going to judge it. I'm just going to go for it. Actually, a really pretty stitch too. So it was an upgrade with the in the who. Oh, okay, for the Destiny. Okay. Yeah, but see, and I just don't know. I can't remember. And you know what? I came in after well, kind of came in after the Destiny. I was teaching, I was traveling and teaching when the Destiny was out, but I actually started selling machines right when the Altair Meridian came out. So um it was pretty exciting. That was an exciting time when the and then the Solaris came. Wait, but no. The Solaris came out. I can't remember. How did it go? No, the Solaris came out, I believe. I can't remember where was I in time. It doesn't matter. I knew I just had to have whatever came out. Yeah. The Merdian I got before I got the Solaris, but I just had to have it. I had to have it all. They're so fun to play with. Oh, that looks good. Now, if you were going to keep going, like if you have more fiber that way, you would just keep continuing in that motion. However, I'm going to move down. All right. So I'm going on the screen. It says finished. I'm going to say okay and return. And then I'm going to slip this guy out and we're going to go back over to the table. There we go. I'm going to leave the light off again this time. Or not again. Leave the light off. Okay. So maybe we won't get such a bad glare. All right. So we have this now. There we go. That looks pretty cool. I'm happy with it. So what I want to do now is work on just moving down. So the majority of, I don't know if I've ever seen one unless this was turned upside down or turned, I shouldn't say upside down, but turned this way where you'll have a bottom and top. The majority of them won't have 4 places. So an entry point here and here and an entry point here and here. Mostly it's just on one side, I guess you could say. And so the next thing you would do is you're just going to, this is where you have to line them up, pretty much exactly like, right here. And so, which is fine if like the Solaris last week did it for us. But now we have to do it on our own. So remember, we have help with this machine just by scanning it in and using a couple little buttons. So I am going to go ahead and hoop this again. Oops, let's loosen this a little bit. And I mean, quite honestly, does it matter if we hoop perfectly? It really doesn't. And you can see right here, like there's a notch right here. I'm pretty close to that, but I'm off of it here. So I want to leave that there for you guys so you can see how I'm going to have to manipulate it. I am a terrible hooper. I always have been. That's why these machines make me look good. That's why I've always been so excited for them. All right, so I'm going to tighten it up. Oops, she's slipping out. That's why. Yeah. There we go. Move it out. Pretty straight in the camera. Okay. All right. Grab my big old iPad here. I'm running out of juice. I gotta be quick on it. All right, so I'm gonna go like that, say okay, and again, I'm gonna start pulling it up, and I'm trying to get it where you can kind of see that I don't. I'm gonna pull it up, and it's gonna say hold 3, 2, 1. Takes a picture, and then we can see the picture on the screen, kinda. I know it's super bright. I wonder if can I turn the brightness down? Maybe. Oh, maybe. Maybe if I turn the brightness down, doesn't blind you. Oh, good job, Anna. Okay, so we can see it's kind of crooked, which is fine. I'm going to show you again how we can just make sure that's okay. And then I'm going to hit send to machine. Okay. And now it should be over there. So let's flip back over. Ooh. Don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. There you go. Yeah, it was okay. So Laura's then, I don't remember. Huh. I don't know. All I know is I was excited for all of it. So, all right. So slip this back on. And there we go. So once again, it's going to ask me. So the image was sent from the mobile app. Do you want to use it? Yep. All right. Okay. And now it's going to show up in my background. There it is. So we can see my blue lines there. Can you see them? Yes, you can. Good. Okay. So I am going to go and use my move keys straight down. And I'm going to move it over. And we can see how wonky it is. And that's fine because I got stuff to help me with that. So I guess what I need to first decide is how far apart I want them. So, or maybe I should get my angle correct first. Let's get the angle correct first. So let's go to rotate. And if let's try 10 degrees first. And, I mean, just play around with them. It may be too much. Whoa, that was way too much, right? So I'm going to put it back 10 degrees. Or if I do that, I can always hit reset and then it'll go back. So let's do 1 degree, 2 degrees. And then let's move it up and just kind of take a look at it. I'm going to move it down a little bit. And over. It might be it. That might just be right. Let me go to my move here. See how far I want it. Move it up just a little bit where they're almost touching. Let me zoom in. Move it over, move it over. Well, that might be just about where I would want it to be. And it's really just kind of like, oh man, I was pushing these keys when I really meant to push that. Let's go back. Over this way just so I can see everything. I feel like I'm off there a little bit. Maybe I'm deciding factor, okay. And I'm going to zoom out. Take a look. And I almost feel like I'm okay with that. I'm looking here along my blue line. Now I have a red box around it, so I'm trying not to let my eye see that red box. I'm looking at the dark line of the stitch line and trying really and try and trying to ignore the blue line and the red line. Um, really, I did just do that, didn't I? Wonder if my so okay. Wonder if that would work. Aha! There we go. And I'm gonna have to move it back up some more. Okay. I did use my So what's really fun about this whole process is y'all get to watch me flail for an hour. Yay. But notice if you hit these for too long, see what happens? It jumps. It's very sensitive. And you can change the sensitivity, I think, of the buttons. I think you can. All right, almost there. Zoom back in a little bit. So I don't want them sitting on top of each other. I want them spaced out a little bit. That's just the way I want my look to be. I really should have my mouse because apparently my finger touches are a little too hard for this. I had it perfect and everything, didn't I? Oh, for myself. Okay, so almost there. Yeah. A little bit closer. All right, I'm going with that. Okay, we're going to say okay. I like the angle. I'm okay with that. So I'm going to go to embroidery. And I think I'm okay with that. I'm just going to go for it. Okay. So now I'm just going to hit start. And let's see, is that still a little too bright for you guys? A little bit. And all right, here we go. Oh, I'm off a hair. So I really need to start. I really need to practice on this, but I haven't done this in a long time, but at least I'm getting close. Ah. Well, what's funny is it's just the outside one. The inside ones are looking great. They're actually even. So I'm wondering if it's the, I'm not going to blame the design. I'm going to blame myself, but the inside ones are actually meeting, and I'll show you that up close. It's the outside one that is a little off. And I wonder why it's doing that. That's interesting. But it's such a cool, I really like it. It's a really cool design, especially when you put them together. They, right here, when you see them together, it looks really cool. This would be really cool to do some pillows out of, or, I don't know, a wall hanging, just do different color patches, it'd be really fun. And I'm gonna stop after the third one since we're getting a little late, but I'll finish the fourth one and post it up. Because the fourth one would just be like we did the first two. You'll just meet them up. And boy, it's cute. I wish the thread, because it's a variegated pink and purple. I wish it really showed the pink and purple a lot better than it did. It just looks pink to me. It's a pretty pink. Oh, I want to find something for you guys. So while that's stitching, find my little boy. Give me just a second. Okay, just plug myself back in. All right, I heard something. Oh, that was my phone telling me there's a lightning right nearby. I heard it. Thank you, honey. Okay, so, all right, I did see some places I'm a little off, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm all right with that. Let me get real clear. Now, okay, see this right here? Let me zoom in. Right here. Let me turn it so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, you see how they're off a little bit right there? Zoom in a little bit better there. Off right there. But if we look right here, they match. Now this one got a little high, so maybe I got a little off on my rotation. Which for me, again, far away, it's gonna look fine. But everything matched up except for these little ends here. So something, I don't know if that's the design. But even if I had went over, this one would have jetted out more. But the center parts, I guess that's all I would really care about are these center points meeting or the center areas meeting. But otherwise, I think it looks pretty good. I don't think I would stress about that too much. But look how cool this is going to look when it's all the way done. Look at this is going to make a cool little motif in the middle. I mean, just darling. All right, so let me jump over on the camera back to you. And let me grab what I was going to show you for next week. If you're going to be joining me next week, what I'm going to be using. All right. So pretty cool, huh? Yeah. So it's a really easy, you just gotta, I would say get some practice fabric and just practice with it. Using the app, but it can be done, right? Look how pretty that's looking. So I'll just do that last step and then next week I'll show you the finished part. But all you have to do is just use the app. And if you've never used the app before, just get some practice. There's some videos out there. Go to our the Baby Lock YouTube page as well. I've done videos on it before too. If you just go to the files section in our group, then there is a list of our videos in there, and you can click directly on the link and it'll take you there. I really need to upgrade that or update that. I haven't done it in months. Oh, this one's all out. I used that one all up. Okay. But all right. So talking about next week, how are we going to do it? Well, there's a couple different ways you can do it. So if you have a design, say like we go and we purchase an embroidery quilting design or embroidered quilting design. And I know it's raining. Sorry, I have my phone still on. And we want to stitch it out, but we don't have a machine that has the help that I have on these two machines. How are we going to do that? Well, what you're going to do is you're going to print out the design on a piece of paper, and that's going to help us. But there are other options with the paper. Let's put it that way. So you can get template tearaway, and I know Floriani makes it. Embellish makes it. They're part of the Floriani group. There might be some other companies out there that make it. And so basically, is this the sticky one? Let me see this. Yeah, this is a sticky one. So basically what happens is you print it on here. I'm pulling it from the wrong side. Give me just a second. So you would run this through your machine, your printer, and you're going to print it on this side, and you're able to place it down onto wherever you're quilting. And it lays completely flat. It doesn't move because it's sticky, and you're able to put your needle wherever, and then you can reuse it, and it'll make sense when we do it next week. So I'll have my design printed on this, and it's going to make total sense next week. But so if you're out and about and you see something like this, go ahead and grab it. It's really cool stuff, and this is what I'll print a piece of regular paper and on this too, so I'll show you both ways. But again, this is going to be for everybody. So if you have a different brand machine, or if you just have an embroidery machine that does not have these special features built in, this is for everybody, or you just want to not use your special features. So yeah. So and again, it's called Template Tearaway by Floriani. The embellish one is called Embellish Sticky Printable Template. It's really good too. It's a little bit lighter. I do like this one. You see I'm out, which I'm kind of sad about. My best friend Hope designed this one. I might still have some more. There might be other brands out there, so definitely check out there for it if you're going to do that. Again, put it away, but let me show you this one more time. I'll probably use this one because I have it. No, I won't. I'm gonna talk to Carly, and then maybe the following week I'll see if Carly can come back on and talk to us about designs, about her designs and some tips and tricks about doing quilting on your embroidery machine. Maybe she has some more tips and tricks about it. So I'll have to ask her. She'll do that. But again, so there are different designs out there. And I know doesn't even show anything, but let me take you really quickly. And I know some of you probably got to go, but let me pull this up really quick. And since I was just talking about her, but you can just go and type in, embroidery quilting designs, or wait, yeah, edge to edge designs. But I'm just going to type in Carly's site real quick. Carly Porter Quilting Designs. And then let me go here. Just so you can see like how they look when you see them on a website. So digital designs. She has some really cool ones too. Edge to edge, here they go. Now hers are interesting because these are, made. I mean, you can use them on a regular embroidery machine, I believe, and I have to double check with her. Let me see some. Let me just click on one. PDN. So I'll have to find the ones that are made for the embroidery machine. But if you look at them, this is it. So let's look at this one right here. So see the one in black? That's the design. And remember what I said, there's an entry point, there's an exit point. But remember what I said, we have to add the ones on top and bottom. So that's kind of showing that. Let me see here if there are the embroidery ones. Where are the embroidery ones? Aha, right here. There we go. Here are the machine embroidery ones. So hers are a little different. They're, smaller, but you can use them as embroidery. And I mean, as free, what you know what I mean. Edge to edge designs. Oh, I just lost an earring. Good gracious. So it's pretty cool. I love these. So like this one right here, or this one would be really pretty. So I'm looking one for an entry and an exit. This one would be great right here because it doesn't really necessarily have an entry and an exit. But if we click on it, will it let me click on it? I'm trying to just click on it so we can see it. But you see this point right here could be an entry and an exit. Let me try to glide over it again. Okay, you know what? Oh, maybe if I just do that. There we go. So this point right here could be an entry and an exit. And actually, we could do a top and bottom entry and exit on this one. So maybe I'll get that one. That one would be perfect for that. So maybe I'll pick that one and do that one next week. But then she has the smaller designs where we could literally take this. Oh, this gives me another idea. Um, we could use our border feature with these. So I could show you on these designs how to use your border feature in the Altair, Meridian, and the Solaris. So there's so many different cool things you can do with these. So take a look at her website. But I'll see if she can come in on us. So, or on with us. So, all right. Okay, well, thank you guys so very much for coming in and joining in with me. I really appreciate you taking the time. I hope you guys have a happy 4th. Stay safe. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Hey, Lynn, how you doing? Yeah, have a good week. I only have to work 3 days this week, so I'm feeling good. So I hope you all have a good one, and I'll see you next week. And if you have any questions during the week, just drop me a line. And yeah, have a good one. And remember to shop local, shop small, and I'll see you guys all next week. Bye, everyone.